is a stunning piece of wood. I would have never thought in a million years that would have ended up coming out. Don't even see it very well because it's so shiny, the light's reflecting off of it. But I took that bottom. So this is the project. I'm calling it my prehistoric bowl, as you can see from the title. The reason being is because it's old, chunky and rough around the edges, just like me. So, sticky and horrible. So yeah, yeah, nothing else to say really. It's failed. No good. So I'll see you guys next week. Fresh new project, one that works. And take care. Speak to you soon, and bye for now.
Are you all right? How you doing, guys? Thanks very much for coming and joining us for Sunday Lunchtime Live. Nick will be here in a minute. She's just had to run off back to the house to get a potato peeler. So she's going to be doing veg. Yay, I hear you all say. Anyway, thank you very much for coming and joining us for our Sunday Lunchtime Live. As always, it's about having a bit of fun, and it's nice to see some friendly faces in the chat. So we're going to be turning the resin piece that I cast last Sunday. I did the pour on it on Monday night, I believe. I put a little tiny drop of red pigment in it, in the clear resin, and hopefully we're just going to get a little red tinge, so we'll see what happens. Hope you guys have not seen, this morning I put up the promotion video for the makers auction. If you get a chance, go and watch it. If you've already watched it, then thank you very much. We're now, over the next few weeks, we will try and promote it as much as possible in my live, and I'm sure some of the guys will promote it in their lives. There will be a GoFundMe link, or there is a GoFundMe link. It's actually in the description of the promotion video. So if anybody wants to buy raffle tickets or anything else, any questions, message me. But if you would like to buy raffle tickets, then you will be able to do it all through the GoFundMe. And as like it says in the video, just make a note in the comments what you want the raffle tickets to go to, whether it's just one item or all 4 items, and obviously just let us know. So other than that, as always, thank you for your continued support throughout the whole event, and hopefully it's going to be a fun evening. I'm really looking forward to it. We had a good laugh last year, and we did a good thing by raising some cash as well, so win-win situation. So anyway, morning to everybody. Thank you very much. I'll turn that off, because if not, Nick will be echoey in the background. So I think she's back now. Are you back?
Yep.
She's back. She's got a potato peeler. She's happy. Right. So obviously, if you didn't come over last Sunday, we cast 2 blanks. We cast this one that we did for Brian, because he's got something to make for a customer. So we cast this 150mm by 150mm blank by 40mm thick, and I cut it, and this is how it came out inside. So if we can get good focus on it, there you go. That's how it came out inside. So hopefully once that turns, it's going to come nice. And then the other one, we will go over to the lathe and have a good butchers. So this is the other one. We cast, you can't see it because I've got it in the lathe, but we put resin over the whole piece. And then what we did is we put scarlet, currant, and purple, no, indigo, I think it was, pigments over the top. So when I turn it, you'll be able to see that. You can see it just here where the pigments are starting to come through. We've got a few air bubbles around the outside, but I'm not concerned about those because when I shape the bowl, we're going to lose all those, hopefully. I don't know why, because when I put it in the pressure pot, the blank was full and there was no air coming to the top. So where they came from, I do not know. Whether under pressure that forced it out of the timber, I'm not sure, but we'll see. So anyway, held it in the chuck with a 52mm force bit, as always, as deep as I can get it before it hits on the face plate or the face of the jaws, and we've got it nice and secure. I will be bringing the tail stock up to hold it in position, just to make sure that we don't it doesn't go Pete Tong on us while I get a rough shape. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the tail stock up, get rid of some of this excess weight, make it true because it's not quite true, as you can see, and then we can then take the tail stock away once we've got a bit of weight taken off of it, and then we can put our mortise in the bottom. I'm going to do a mortise. The reason being is I don't know how strong this timber is. So with the mortise in there, I'll be using some of the resin to give me the strength. So while I get this ready, Nick will welcome you all in. Now shut up.
Eventually. Right, so good afternoon, everybody. Take It Woodridge by Colin was on first.
Always. He come up on Friday night. He's been here since Friday.
We also have William Kenny. We have Doug Miller at Wood's been around. And the chat's just jumped, so you have to bear with.
I've just got to clean its bed because it's got spray lacquer over it, and it's
just. It's just my turn to talk.
Oh, sorry.
We've got Terry TJ Turner. Hope Ruth's okay now. Terry, I did message her today. Colin Izzard's on.
That's it. 2 people.
No, shush.
Oh, right.
Ward Wilson. We have Brian with a Y. Welcome to Roy's the Boy. We also have Ruby Claire.
Ruby.
Pete Twisted Trees. Hope you're both well, Pete. Chris Dodge. Chris Dodds. Roger Kent.
I know what I forgot to do before we went live.
You shut up. Keep interrupting. You're so rude.
Sorry.
We've got Jim Matthew. Oh, sorry to hear that, Jim. He said sorry he hadn't been around a bit. He lost his mum a few weeks ago.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
She'd want me to go onwards and upwards. Oh,
sorry to hear that, Jim. Well, I hope you're okay, Jim. I hope everything's not okay, but you're getting through it slowly, hopefully.
We've got Mark Harvey. Not heard him before.
Hi, Mark. How you doing?
We also have Barry's Wood Creations.
All right, Barry.
Jim said she lived till she was 85. Wanted for nothing and was loved by everyone who met her.
Well, I'm glad to hear it. Unfortunately, it's always the nice people who go first.
Terry Bartlett's on.
Terry.
Wivey Woodshed. We also Amy's on as well. Hi, Amy. Grandpa Jim Woodturner. Dr. Bob. Brian at Hartwood.
Brian with an R. Or an I.
With an I, you
Brian with an
idiot.
I. Brian with an I.
Matt's Woodshop. Rex B.
That's a bit of focus, isn't it?
Brent Beecroft. Susie Swiss Woodturner.
That's better.
We're getting there slowly. Yorkshire Gits on. Hi, Glyn.
Hi, Glyn. Get back to work, Glyn.
Rex B's got a question. It says, I'm a computer novice, saw Steve's Dementia video, but didn't see where you can buy raffle tickets, or am I too early to buy some?
No, Brent, or Rex, sorry. The GoFundMe link is in the description of the video. I didn't want to put it in the video because obviously the video plays through and you wouldn't get a chance to write it down by now. If you go into the description, there is a link there. You can either, I don't know if that allow you to click on the link and then that take you straight through, or copy and paste it into your web browser and then go that way. But I just think I saw Brian put it in the chat, if I see it correctly. The GoFundMe link.
I'll just carry on. But so we've got Steve Fleming, Joe Senior's on, Graham Brown, some more as well. Just a minute. Scott Dunn, woodwork learner. Christine and Michael Hesseltine.
Hello, Michael and Christine. Hope you both well.
And I think we are. Brian, yeah, Brian's put it in. Thanks, Brian. And Wesley Hannah's on as well. So again, like I say every week, if I've missed, oh, Sid's repurposing as well. If I've missed anybody, give us a shout and I'll give you a shout out. Thanks, Brian, for putting that in.
So I forgot to play the hashtag at the beginning of the live.
Oh, you muppet.
So
Because you was too excited.
I was just so excited to get in there and go for it.
You're glad to have me back, that's what it was.
Like I said, I was so excited to just get in there and go for it.
You were so glad to have me back.
So what I'll do is I'll do a little bit of this. We'll wait for a few people to come in and then I'll play it. Just to acknowledge everybody's hashtag
Why
work.
don't you just put it on at the end?
Because I like to play it twice because everybody's put an effort in and I need to make an effort to show it all. So that's what I'll do. So we're nice and slow. So we're just going to just have to take off this weight.
David J. Heath, the Guildford Carpenter's on as well.
Hi, David. So like I say, it's nice and slow.
Terry, how's Ruth doing? Okay, what have we done with the knife? Oh, for goodness sake. Out.
You should be alright this week. No computer turning off.
What?
Should be alright. No computer turning off hopefully this week.
Oh yeah, that'd be good. Roy said they missed the carrot chopping. Yeah, I'm carrot chopping today. I'm peeling potatoes first. Got a nice bit of beef in the oven.
Well, Michelle did take Brian some potatoes to do last week.
The what?
Oh, not last week. The other week when you weren't here.
Did what?
Michelle took Brian some potatoes to peel.
Oh, right. So people didn't miss out. Nice one, Michelle.
So with resin.
Woodturning by Barry's on as well.
Hi Barry, hope you're well. Obviously with resin, it's just a case of nice slow passes. Once you get it round, you can take some deeper passes off. But as you can see, you get a bit of chipping because obviously it's jumping in and out, in and out. So once we get it round, we'll be able to get some nice cut passes on it. And hopefully speed the machine up a little bit.
That's good to hear, Terry, thanks.
Bet Brian's having kittens now, isn't he, watching this?
He's crying in the corner, I think.
Please, Steve, don't do it. Don't do it.
Benjamin's on, eating his bacon sandwich.
Hi, Ben. How you doing, bud? Hope you're all right. I hope you're well, sorry. So I'm using a 1/2-inch bowl gouge on this, just because it's so big and chunky. Like I say, I'm just really hacking it out to start with. Once we get it round, we can start refining the shape a little bit. It's just getting a nice cut on it. They're all shear cuts, I think.
Brian put, yeah, I had to peel spuds. Felt like I was on Jankers again.
But like I said last Sunday, this is a piece of burr wood that Pete gave me. It's a piece that Pete gave me when he came down for my birthday weekend. So hopefully we can get a nice finish on it. And,
that was a good weekend, that was.
You what?
That was a good weekend, that was.
It was a good weekend. Very good weekend. Roll on 1 on 51, hey?
You might not see 51, babe. Don't get your hopes up.
Oh, okay. There's a cloud to every silver lining. Silver lining to every cloud, even.
No, you're right. First time.
Was that?
Every cloud's got a silver lining. That's what you meant.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Right.
Circles or sticks, carrots?
I don't care. I don't really like them much. But what goes down easiest?
I've got to keep some because I'll make carrot cake tomorrow.
Well, you want sticks in, don't you?
No, I've got a grater.
Alright.
Put sticks. Can you imagine great big sticks in carrot cake, you wally?
Alright. It's a vegetarian type, isn't it? Right. Just start getting some shape on this then. I'll get a bit more speed in it.
So I've got a lot of beef left. I'm having roast tomorrow and all. Use it up.
Any questions, or are you just daydreaming?
No, I'm looking. There's only one just come up, so stop it. Glyn's put, can't wait for your birthday weekend.
Yeah, Glyn and Joe are coming down, aren't they, for your birthday weekend?
I ain't 50 yet, though. Oh, bother. I ain't 50 yet, though.
Yeah, right.
I've got another
Who
2
you trying
years
to,
yet.
Who are you trying to kid, love?
Got another 2 years yet, mate. And I definitely probably won't make it.
Well, if you keep on going the way you're going.
What day is my birthday on, anyway?
It's got a Y in it.
And a day in it. Oh, it's on a Saturday.
Damn. What, when you're 50 or this year?
Well,
What, when you're 50 or
no,
when you're this year?
year. Maybe I should give the rabbits cooked carrot.
No, I doubt it.
Why?
I'll take the goodness out of it, don't you?
Like,
You do. Cooked veg is not as good as raw veg, is it?
right, anyway.
Anyway.
Grandpa Jim said, can anything be done with the resin shavings? Roy put, yes, Grandpa Jim, in the bin.
You can use them. I've done a resin piece with shavings, but not these shavings. It was all when I turned the porcelain a bit out. So it was all nice size shavings. These are just going to be really rough and horrible.
Brian put, now you mentioned food, has anyone heard from Gerard lately? Woodturning Barry said you tell him, Nikki. Colin's 60 soon. Roy said he thinks summer's over.
Yeah.
Oh, Roy reckon that'll make him sick. Give him cooked carrots. They're hilarious, aren't they? They're absolutely just make me die. They're so funny. They've got them in a run and they've got no access to grass now because they've had it all. We really need to move it. So we have to keep pulling the grass up and giving to them. They go mad for it. I fed them this morning, give them a pear. They whipped the pear out of the bowl, soon at that.
They're a right pair.
Not funny. Terry said, Ruth just bought me toast and chunky marmalade, which we brought back from France. Marmalade. That is not the toast.
I found I need to sharpen this gouge up.
Brian's just sent Gerard a message asking if he's okay.
Yeah, I ain't seen it. I know
He retires soon, didn't he?
Well, I'm not sure when he retires. I think it's this year he retires, isn't it? But
Because he was counting down, weren't he?
oh yeah, every life. Right, just sharpen this gouge up quickly.
Yeah, I call Terry Paddington.
All right, so hopefully be a bit sharper. Oh, that's better. So it's nice and slow with resin, unfortunately. Not like wood where you can take some nice chunky passes off. You have to be a little bit more delicate with resin.
Treat your resin like you treat your women.
I don't know about that one.
Sorry, Rex asked what kind of wood is in the resin, and Colin said burl.
Yeah, it's a piece of burr. I'm not sure what wood it is. Like I say, it's a piece that Pete brought me down.
Piece of peat.
A lot of peas in that.
Oh, wrong bag.
Oh, it's not nice doing resin when you got shorts on and gets stuck to your legs.
Don't you bring that in my house?
Don't you bring that in my house? Don't you bring that in my house?
You'll be stripping in the garden, mate.
We don't want about your fantasies in there, thank you. So actually, this bit of wood is a bit harder than I thought it was. I didn't think it would be as hard as this. So hopefully, we're going to be alright to get a good fitting in, or good mortar in the bottom of it.
Roy said there's a lot of bubbles in that. Benjamin said watching this is making me want an aero bar.
There is, but I'm going to turn them out, Roy. So
Brian said summer's over. He's put his horses have just been moved out the last big grass paddock before we need to think about starting the winter feeding routine. Woodwork learner said not bubbles, Roy. It's just resin splinters sometimes if tool not sharp enough.
no. I think Roy means these bits here.
Brian said, "Oh, I can't look the mess."
I think Roy means these bits here. They are bubbles, which I'm going to turn out. So that's not a problem. But these are splinters. That's where the resin's unshaped. When you get that banging, because you can't get your piece spinning quick enough, the tool bangs against it. But it doesn't matter, because it's the final cuts that matter. So as long as we get the final cuts good, the rest
Roy
doesn't
said,
matter.
"Nikki, you have to say it's our house. No, my house. His workshop, my house." Door 60's on, and Matthew Lawrence is on, and he's got a question. He said, "Afternoon, all. Quick question, Steve. On the water droplet effect you done the other night, when you're spraying across the water droplets at the angle, was that one colour?"
Yeah, you do one colour one way. So you say like I did red. So red base, then yellow dusted across one way, and then you turn it 180 degrees, and then spray the second colour the other way to give you the 3D effect.
Steve Fleming said, "Just sand it with 40 grit." Well, screen stayed on, mate.
Hope so. New computer.
I'd like to say just for me, but
What, the computer? Well, if it makes you feel special. Just for you. Just for you.
Not supposed to eat it, babe. Woodwork learner said, "Sorry, I didn't see the bubbles in the middle. Wasn't paying enough attention. My bad."
You're right, mate. Not to worry, not to worry. We won't hold it against you too much. So obviously they're now nearly all gone. So just shape that a little bit more. I'm going to get my Simon Hope bowl gouge because that one's just gone blunt. This is the only trouble with resin. It just really takes the edge off of it really quick. But hopefully now we're on a bit of wood.
Matthew Lawrence said, "Cool, thought that it was." Thumbs up.
Yeah, any great problems, Matthew, just message me and I'll help you out where I can. Looking forward to seeing what people come up with next month. Seems a lot of people reckon they've never seen it before, so.
What was this week's hashtag? I can't remember.
Texturing.
Oh yeah, I remember now. Leeks are strong.
I'm wondering whether they put a mortise on the bottom of this.
Right, I'll be back in a second. Just going to quickly check the weather.
Because I could turn the mortise off in the cold drawers.
Right, Wesley Hannah said, "Water droplet effect. Which live was that? I thought I was all caught up."
It's not alive, sir. It's not alive. I did a demonstration for my local woodturning club on, when was that? Wednesday night. And I did, I'll just quickly show you. Oh, look, it's got bits all over it now. It's nearly finished. I've given it all the coats of lacquer. It just needs to be left 48 hours to harden off. I did this. Don't know if you can see that, can you? I did this. Well, I didn't actually do this. This was a Blue Peter piece. This was all coloured. I just buffed it up and lacquered it in front of the guys and just hollowed this piece out. But the piece I did turn, I've now done a different colour. So when I take it in next month to show them, there's several different colours. So yeah, I did this piece, which is what they call the water effect. So it's basically, you put your colour on it, which was red, you spray water across it, then it was yellow across that direction, because you can see the yellow on these sides of the water droplets, and then you rotate it 180 degrees and then dust it with black the other way to give you the 3D effect. But what I've done is I've built up the coats of lacquer so it's perfectly smooth to get rid of the grain effect of the wood. So hopefully when that's polished, it should look pretty good. But everybody who came to the demo had said that, well, other than Barry, who obviously had done it himself anyway, had said they'd never seen it before. But if you want to see it being done, if you go to Wayne Clasper's channel, Wayne the Woodturner, he has got some demos on there on how to do it. So I'm actually going to put a mortise, no, I'm going to put a tenon on the bottom of this because
Got a question.
Because that wood is a lot harder than I thought it was. So I'm going to put a tenon on there so I can turn it off.
Right, Mark Harvey said, "With resin, the harder it's like 2 to 1. Does that make it harder on speed, the curing time?" It miffs me, this one.
2 to 1 is your mix ratio, isn't it? It depends. Some resins are 50-50. Barry Wood Creation has been using and Hugh from Wouldn't It Be Good or Wouldn't It Be Nice has been using resin that is 50-50, but the stuff I use is 2 to 1. That doesn't make it harder. It just needs it to obviously cure. What you will find is the longer the resin has been left, the harder it will get. Especially, I'm trying to think of it. The word I'm looking for, not epoxy, the other one.
They're good asking me.
Can't think of the blooming name. I've got some down here. Can't think of the name of it. It's two different. Polyester. Epoxy and polyester. Polyester resin is the older it gets, the harder it gets.
Pete said, "Don't tell Nikki, but Steve says resin tastes better than carrots." I do make him have carrots.
Yeah,
Don't
she
let
does.
that make him have a lot.
I used to love carrots. Used to love them, but I just lately I've gone right off of them.
You'd be happy with a plate of meat and potatoes and Yorkshires, wouldn't you?
Oh yeah. I don't mind green beans, carrots,
Green beans?
green beans, carrots.
Like a sprout, don't you?
Yep. Broccoli. What's some other things?
Cauliflower.
Cauliflower,
Oh, you've
yeah.
gone off broccoli.
I don't mind a little bit. Parsnips. Right, 48mm for a tenon. So we're just going to get the spindle gouge and run a bit down the back of that. So we've got what we're going to do is I'll put you on this camera here. Because that's now squared off as the tool is, we're now going to run the spindle gouge down to give us a bit of a taper so the jewels have got something to grab. So just a gentle move, just a gentle cut in there, just a little bit of a taper. Doesn't need to be a huge taper because obviously the jewels are not got a massive taper on. If you have too much, you only be grabbing on the outside and not the whole tenon.
I know what you'll be doing tomorrow.
What's that?
Tidying this workshop up. It's terrible.
It's very dusty, isn't it?
No, not just that. It's just mess everywhere.
Well, I have been working, you know what I mean? I don't just come in here and sit and watch telly.
Every time I come in here, you're sat on the chair.
Yeah, well, because I order stuff when you're not in here, you see. And then you sneak up on me. We're just going to round that off. I don't want such a big flat on the bottom of that, so I'm just going to round that off a little bit.
Turnips? What's it for turnips for? Oh, you like turnips? Oh, I don't think I've never had it, have we? Have you ever had a turnip?
What's the difference between a turnip and a parsnip then?
I don't know.
The turn and the nip?
No, turn and a pie, you Wally.
Right, so hopefully we should be able to get them inks out of there now.
Woodwork Learner said cheap resins are horrible to work with. Go for quality when it's on offer.
I used to use a lot of not epoxy.
Yeah,
This one.
epoxy.
No, it's not. Epoxy is what I use now. This is what I used to use a lot of. Clear cast. No, that way. Clear cast polyester resin. You use a liquid activator to this. Very good resin. Very good resin. It's a bit more. It's a lot harder than epoxy resin. It's easier to get a shine on it, for sure. But epoxy is definitely more durable. A lot more durable.
Gary Glass is on and he said, hi Steve, Nikki, Lugworms and everyone else late, I know, but the notification bell didn't a ding-a-ling. We just put ain't love grand. No, I've got to tell him as it is. Pete's put a link in for water droplet bowl on YouTube.
Thank you, Pete. What, you cut yourself?
No, and he dropped it.
Oh, get off me. Look like Frosty the Snowman.
Stop eating it.
Whenever you turn, it always comes straight towards you. Look at it.
Benjamin said there are so many epoxy and resins these days, it's a minefield.
Yeah, it's Ben. This, you know, I mean, I know people shout about oh, I can't think of the name of it. Everybody uses it, don't they? Pam uses it.
Yeah, it's really important because it's really good.
Yeah, Jake uses it. Can't think of the name of it. But anyway, aluminite. A lot of people create about aluminite, and it is a good resin, but it's just so expensive. You mean the resin I use? I'm not saying it's the best resin in the world, but the resin I use is it's around about £60 for a gal or 6 kilos of it. And like I say, I've not had no problems with it. So Nick,
You idiot. Looks like a snowman. Got all on his nose and.
well, I needed one of them carrots, and I look like a snowman.
I'm going to call you Olaf. I suppose it's better than what I normally call you, though.
It is more air friendly. Right.
Glenn just come in, Illuminite.
That's the one, Glenn. Well done.
Pete said, double sharp on that horse chestnut, Steve. Is it horrid soft?
No, it's actually harder than I expected, Pete. When I got it out of the box, what you brought it in, I pushed my thumb into it. And there was a few bits around the bottom of the white quite soft, and I was a bit concerned that it was just going to be really pucky when I turned it. But it's actually a lot better than what I expected, mate. So thank you very much. But I'm gonna get my rough shape. So I'm just gonna take a little bit off this side, and I want it so it goes up, and then the lid just swans out a little bit, and then I'm gonna get a nice sharp gouge, and then just do some final passes on it. Like I say, this might be a two-parter, because depending on how long it takes, because with resin obviously it takes a little bit longer, but we can always come back and finish it next Sunday. If Nick can spare the time to come and join us, that is.
Well, I might be too tired.
Too tired. Right, I'm just going to sharpen my gouge again. Too tired.
I'm going to have to go when I've done this and wash my hands. All sticky.
What are you doing, the apples?
Yeah. Rick said we only buy resin when we get a coupon for half off as the prices have gone through the roof.
Yeah, everything's gone through the roof, mate. Absolutely everything has gone through the roof. Oh, that's so much better.
Certainly blunts them really quick, doesn't it?
Resin does, just bashes the edge off it.
Is it because it's so hard, or?
Yeah, it's just so. As soon as it touches it, it just takes the edge off straight away. And I think, you mean I'm a great lover of the diamond belt, but I think because the diamond belt gives such a sharp finish, the refined edge is so delicate. As soon as you touch it, it just hashes the edge off of it. Right, so just a little bit off of this.
Len's handcrafted wood signs is on as well.
Hi Len, how you doing? Welcome over. Nice to see you. What you will find with the difference between the main difference I found with polyester and epoxy is that with polyester you struggle to turn it with traditional tools because it's so hard. It just chip all the time. With epoxy, it's that much more plasticky, so you can turn it better with traditional tools.
Yeah, I'm just going to go and get rid of this and wash my hands because yeah. I'm back in a minute.
Obviously, we need to take some nice light passes now because we want to get rid of that chipping. So it's just light passes. And that's the worst thing about resin, just gets tangled up in everywhere. It's like having a bird's nest on your fishing line. So we've got that there we need to get rid of, so we're still going to have to go down a bit more with that. I didn't really want that straight on the top there, but I might have to have it. Just trying to shoot it over my shoulder, so it's not going all over me. Messy old stuff. Right, so we nearly got that out. So just a little bit more, just to clean it up. So just some nice gentle passes just to clean that edge up. I think we're nearly there. Just going to curve that top over a little bit. So sort of start come back on itself a little bit. Just for something for a change. So the art is not to push too hard on your tool. If you push hard on it, it's just going to dig in and cause that chipping. Right, so we've got a few little chips in there we just got to get out. Get rid of some of this mess. So just gently going to keep running that backwards and forwards, oops, until we get rid of that chipping. Just got a little bit more. So we're using the gouge basically like a scraper. Just nice light passes. You could use a carbide for this if you wanted to, but I've got the bowl gouge in my hand, so just basically nice light passes over there just to use that as a scraper effect, just to get rid of those bits that are chipped out. So they're all gone now off of this area here. So we've just got a little bit, just a few little tiny bits in there, which is going to be the hardest bits because obviously we've got wood and resin there. So just nice light passes again. Just trying to keep that shape. Still got a little couple in there. Ooh. Might have to get the sander out and sand them out, I think. just got a little bit in there. So we're about there. Get in there, guys. Bear with me. Get in there. Right, I think we're there. So we've just got a little bit of a bulge. When you look down it, we've just got a little bit of a bulge. Got a nice shape coming around, and we just got a bit of a bulge there. So I'm just going to do a couple of little shear scrapes just to try and get that out. Because I want really a continuous curve on this bowl. That's nice, I like that. And as we come up to the top, we've got a continuous curve on there, and as we get to about here, it then starts to just gently double back on itself. So as you can see, we've got a continuous curve on that coming up there, and as we come over the top, it just gently starts to curve back in on itself. So right, I think I'm going to clear some of this mess up, and while I do that, I will play the hashtag video. So I'll play the hashtag video, and I will clean this mess up, and I'll see you guys on the other side.
Try to act like they all taught me, but nothing makes sense anymore. Oh, it hurts to grow up, 'cause nothing makes sense anymore. we're the only one lost in translation, where nothing makes sense anymore. Oh, it hurts to grow up, 'cause nothing makes sense anymore. Oh, it hurts to grow up, 'cause nothing makes sense. No, nothing makes sense anymore. Teach me.
There you go. Some awesome pieces. Thanks to everybody who took part. There some nice pieces as well, and there's some pieces in there which I like where people using their imagination how to texture, which is good. Kev from 9K Creations used the side of a drill bit, which was interesting. Never thought about that. And also a couple of people have used drill bits to texture, and I did see one where they'd obviously bashed it with a hammer, which is a good technique as well. So some nice pieces. Thank you very much everybody who sent their pieces in, and thanks for taking part as always. The new hashtag will be on the 2nd of the 10th, like it said on the video, and then all your work will be on YouTube tonight from 6 o'clock. So hopefully the whole world can see it and then come over and join us for the next hashtag. So I've cleared up now a little bit because that mess was crazy me. So we're going to move on. I'm just going to take a swig of coffee. Sounds like the boss is back, so we better watch what we're saying now.
I'd get the washing in because very dark clouds out there.
Very dark clouds. Right, so
You
let's
done the
go
hashtag,
back.
have you?
Yeah, I just had a bit of a clear up because I look like, yeah. Right, so just going to make sure my chuck is tight.
Chris Dodds put Steve as Nicky away. You read them?
No, I haven't read any.
Oh.
I just cleared some out resin. So I made sure that's tight. We can take our tail stock out now, and we can get this sanded. Like I say, this will perhaps be a two-parter because obviously, time we sand this, we're going to be getting on for time. So I'd rather do that than rush it. So we're going to sand that from 80 grit because there's a few little tool marks in the resin. So with resin, you need to make sure you sand well, because if not, you're going to end up with loads of score marks in it. So you need to sand it really, really well. But at the moment, I am really liking how that is coming out.
I bet Terry can't wait to get back into his workshop.
All right, keep on. Why don't you?
Mm.
Right, so extraction on. Turn the lathe down. Like I said, we're going to sand this from 80 grit up. So is there any questions?
No, if you've got any since I've got back, just put them in again because that's too much on the chat to go back through it. Wesley Hannah said my shop isn't the cleanest, but resin shavings do my nuts.
Yeah, that's why I had to clear up. They're just absolutely everywhere. Swap the wall. I don't know how, but it's got right over on the bench on the other side of the workshop and all. This sanding pad's a bit soft. This is one I bought off of Amazon to replace one that I broke. That's a bit too soft. I've ordered some more from Simon Hope, so hopefully he'll be here in a week and get rid of this blooming thing. That's too soft, way too soft. What we're going to do is going to stop that. I'm going to use the 80 grit to get rid of all our tool marks. So we're going to make sure we've got rid of all those chatter lines. Not worried about these little bits along here because we're going to roll that edge over the top when we turn the top. I want to make sure we've got rid of all those chatter lines because resin is like when you lacquer. If you've got a tool mark in it, it will illuminate as soon as you try and polish it up.
Brian said, buy cheap, get cheap.
Yeah, well, to be honest, Brian, they weren't cheap. They was £4.50 for two. Well, Simon Hope sells this for £1.80. If you buy more than three, you get them for £1.80 each. So they weren't cheap. I just got them quicker because I wanted them. I broke one and I needed it. And I thought, oh, Amazon, that'll be here tomorrow. But they're not. They're too soft, way too soft. As you can see, they're just really spongy and horrible.
Pete said, sorry, I forgot to send his picture and it was rubbish anyway.
I did wonder if you'd. I didn't know if you'd burn it, Pete, like you normally do.
Literally.
Yeah, literally. He normally chucks them on the fire pit. Right, let's have a look at that.
Brian said he's shocked he was mugged.
Thanks for the confidence, Brian. Right, we're going to move up a grit now. 120. And like I say, we're going to gradually work through these. So as always, this grit is going to remove the scratches from the previous grit, and so on and so forth. So I think Pete said this is a piece of horse chestnut, didn't he? Yes, Steve, he did.
What?
Pete said this was a piece of horse chestnut, didn't he?
Dunno. Did you, Pete?
Going to turn the heater off. I'm hot.
Yeah, turn it off for you.
Are you hot?
No, I'll be alright.
So the answer is yes, you are hot. So we're gradually going to work up our grits.
Terry said, yeah, he did. See, Terry's listening.
So what I'll do is I'll play the hashtag video at the end again, just in case anybody didn't get a chance to watch it. Also get some latecomers in. And like I say, it will be live on YouTube at 6 o'clock tonight for everybody to see. So 240 grit. So if anybody's interested and lives within the Ely region, Les Fawn is at the Ely Woodturners Guild. No, he's not. He's at the Norwich Woodturners group this Saturday. So if you live within that area and you'd like to go and see Les Fawn is a absolute full bundle of joy when you watch. He's so funny. He's always got a good joke to tell, and he's a very good turner as well. Absolutely excellent turner. Very professional. But he's not serious with it. You can have a good laugh, which is the important thing. Like I say, if you're there, I think the tickets for the day are, I'd like to say £15 for the day, the whole day, which is, like I say, you've got to take your own food. But for the whole day, watching a professional turner is very reasonable. So that's this Saturday, the 24th of September. I believe they start around about, I think they start about 9:30. I'm not sure, but if you're interested, if you can't find their Facebook page, Norfolk Woodturners, to contact, then let me know and I'll send them a message and they can get in contact with you. And then Emma the Tiny Turner is in Ely in October, which will be another good Saturday. So last grip, 400. So that's took us up to 400 grit. So we've got those little fine scratches in there. So what we're going to do now is we're going to seal the wood with some sand and sealer. Obviously we're not going to seal the resin, but we're going to seal the wood. So a couple of coats of sand and sealer to make sure we've got that wood nice and sealed. And then we'll get on the Yorkshire grit. I think my partner's fell asleep. Oh, look at that. That's pretty.
Brian's put the link in for the Makers Auction
Hey, Brian.
preview. Shane Hurst is on.
Hi, Shane. How you doing?
Pete
Hope
said,
you're well.
didn't burn it, Steve, but it was on the oak handle of the chuck and a chuck on a stick. I did, and yet horse chestnut.
It's a nice bit of wood. Look, that's a beautiful bit of wood. Put it on the tailstock, I think, so you can see how pretty that is. Look at that. Well, it'd be even better if that was focused in. Just like that. So, move up a little bit. You'd be a little bit out of line. There you go. Very pretty bit of wood. So I've lost all the resin in the bottom, but to be honest, I'm not worried about that one. I'm not worried about that one little bit. How pretty that is. It's nearly as pretty as that bit of burr wood we played around with on Friday night. Very pretty. Right, so Yorkshire grit that. So I've sanded that to, obviously sanded that to 600. So if I go on original now, that's going to take that back to 240. So I'm going to skip the original and I'm going to go straight to microfine. I know a microfine should really go from 1,000.
Susie said, pretty piece of wood.
Thank you, Susie. But we'll see how well it coats from going from 600. So give it a nice generous coat.
With Visible Colin said, beautiful.
Beautiful.
Doug said that would look good coloured, Steve.
You got me wrong the other night.
Susie said, pretty piece of wood. Shane Hurst said, awesome job, Steve.
Thank you very much, Shane. Right, so we're just going to gently work this in. Now I want to spend more time on the resin really than I do the wood. We'll see how the scratches come out of it. Like I say, you can just see that. Can't see because you're on the wrong camera. You can just see that red tinge on the resin now. I put a couple of drops of resin dye in it, just to give that a little bit of a tinge. I thought that would match the the colours on the actual burr itself.
They're just saying how warm it is where that. Oh, Amy's saying it's 9 degrees where she is.
That's not warm. Strange. It's been a strange year this year with the different temperatures fluctuating like it has. I mean, it's the last couple of days it seemed to have got colder. And then Nick was saying before we went live that we're supposed to be having another warm spell come in next week. So,
I just looked at the weather and it's not.
oh right, it's not. That's all right. I don't mind it being cool because I'm plastering next Monday. So I mean Tuesday. So. Right, so just going to work this in, spending a bit of time with this microphone, just making sure we get the whole new set of the grit. So we're going to get a clean bit of tissue now. And we'll just buff it up and see how it comes out. If we have to, we'll get a different compound to make it a bit finer, but we'll see what happens.
Woodwork Learner says Brasso puts a lovely shine on resin.
It does. So there we go. So it's not too bad actually. It's pretty good. Even though we've gone from the 400 grit, the microphone has done a good job on it. You just see a few little fine scratches in it. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go over it with
Tommy
some
Wagner's on.
Tommy's. That's a new name. Welcome to the channel.
He's from America.
Good afternoon or morning, whatever it is over there to you.
Amy said she remembers using Brasso and stand and polishing the silverware with her nan in the kitchen.
Yeah, I used to do that with my gran when I was a kid. Used to have all the brass wear out, and you'd sit there for ages polishing it all up, and oh my god, what a tedious job.
Terry said that looks good. Great, Steve.
Thank you very
Does
much.
look nice. Old Man River Woodturner's on as well.
Oh, good afternoon. Right, so this is some burnishing cream from Chestnut Products. It's very similar to old Tea-Cut. If you remember the old Tea-Cut before cars were lacquered. I use this because I feel that it just gives that. It's just that little bit finer than the Yorkshire Grip microphone. What's the matter?
It's fly.
Just a little bit finer than the Yorkshire Grip microphone. You just seem to get that little bit better finish on it.
Spirit Wood.
Heather.
Spirit.
Wood and Bone.
Wind, Wood, Stone and Bone is on.
Hi,
Raining
Heather.
and cool here in Ontario. Good day to be working in the shop.
So what I will do once this is finished, I will polish this on the buffing wheel, just so we get a nice shine on the whole piece. But we can get as much as we can out of it now.
Brian with the Y said it'd be handy if someone posted a grit equivalent if domestic products like Tea-Cut and Brasso. Thomas Rooney's on. Steve Gordon's on.
Good afternoon.
He said, Steve, have you used, what's that say? Triply on a mop?
Not triply, I haven't, no. Just going to buff this, just speed this up a little bit, just to get the final buff on this.
Did it say Thomas Rooney?
Yeah, you did say Thomas Rooney.
That's a new name as well.
Welcome to everybody who's new to the channel. Hope you enjoy. Right, so we're going to get a bit of safety cloth just to buff that off.
Tommy said, promised myself yesterday I'd do some turning today. Well, Steve's always in his workshop.
So there you can see there's still a few little scratches in it, but you can get those out with the buffing wheel at the end. But we want to try and get the majority of them out now. When you hold them in the light, you can just see the odd little tiny hairline scratch. But it's going to get, when you're playing with it and catch it and knock it about, it's going to get a few little marks on it. So there's no point spending loads of time getting it perfect. And then when you turn it, you're going to end up having to do it all again. So what I will do now is, like I say, they are real, you struggle to see them in the light. So what I will do is I'll just buff those out with a buffer wheel once we're finished, because I'm going to buff the whole thing anyway to get a nice shine on it. So what I'm going to do is, just to protect that, I'm going to give that a coat of microcrystalline wax, just to give it a bit of, so obviously touching it with our hands and everything else, it's not going to soak into the wood and mark it. It's just going to keep it nice and clean. And then I think I might just, I don't want to go much further today with it, but we'll, because like I say, I don't want to, I'm not going to get the inside turned out in that short period of time, because I only like want to go till about past. So we will get it waxed up. Oh, my wax has all gone funny. We'll get it waxed up, and then we'll see what the time is, and then we'll go from there. And then we'll finish it next Sunday. So I'd rather be patient and do it properly rather than trying to do it and we end up with it.
Len said you can see through the resin.
Yep, you can. You can just start to see the burr wood inside, how I coloured it. So it's, hopefully we should get a bit of that in the wall, and that should look quite nice.
Doug Miller said, I'm afraid I have to go. This is a beautiful bowl, Steve. I'll watch the rest later. Looking forward to it.
Thank you, Doug. Thank you very much. Come back for next week for part 2. We will be finishing it properly next week.
Roy's got a question.
Who?
Roy.
Oh, always.
Steve, have you tried Megula's G12310EU Plaster RX Clear Plastic Headlight Cleaner and Polish?
No, I haven't. Because I clean my headlights with microfine. Yorkshire Grit microfine. And there's actually a video just gone on to show you how to do it, and they come up absolutely pristine, like new.
You done your van, didn't you?
I did do the van the other day.
Did you do both of it? Both?
No, I just did one to see what the light difference was with night time.
You're an idiot.
Both.
You told me your drill ran out. I didn't know whether you'd finished it or not.
Yes, I did finish it. Yeah, I waited for the drill to charge up, and I did it.
I tell you what, me and you're going to fall out, mate.
Yay! Right, so just buff that off with safety
You're
cloth
on the
again.
sofa tonight. I'm not having no rubbish off you.
Start to see the horse chestnut starting to get a little bit of shine on it as well now, so that's nice. And like you say, you can see through the resin. You can see where we coloured the resin. So.
Another name not heard before. Brian Green, Greenhaven Creations. Welcome.
Oh, good afternoon. Welcome to all the new people. Hope you enjoy. Right, so I'm going to take this out.
We always have a bit of banter on a Sunday.
You can see there how I coloured it. And hopefully once we get the wall through there, we're going to see some of that. And because the resin's got like a reddy tinge to it, that's going to really make that pop, hopefully. But so nice. Pop. So let's bring
Brian said no need for a domestic now, children.
Domestic.
Glyn said, has he missed the gritting?
Always, Glyn. Always. Thanks
Go
for the
sleep,
support.
Grin.
Thanks for the support, mate. Right, so right, sorry. Right, so there we go. Horse chestnut. I left a spigot, tenon, whatever you want to call it, on the bottom there. You can just start to see that coming through there.
Jim Matthew said, thanks, Steve. Nicky, have to bail. We'll catch the rest later. Looking forward to seeing it finished.
Yep, come back next week and we'll be finishing it next week. Right, so as you can see through the resin there, look, and you can see all the colouring we did last week. That is absolutely stunning piece of wood.
Yeah, that might just have to go.
No, it's not.
Pardon?
No, it's not. So,
Woodwork Leonard said, live divorce, eh, Steve?
can't afford it. Can't
Roy
afford
said,
to divorce
lol,
her.
you two. Yeah, I got to stay with him.
She's cheaper to keep, mate, than she is to divorce.
I can't be doing with all the hassle of it. What?
It's a Glyn.
What is it? Blicks, Steve.
Well, you know what that means. Testics.
don't.
Danglies.
Oh, yes, I didn't know. Mark Harvey said it looks like a trifle.
Yeah. Bit of a mange on the top. Look, see it wobbling. Bit of a mange. No, I like that. It's going to come out really, really nice. Really nice, I think. Like I say, this wood is absolutely stunning. Like I said last.
You're actually getting pretty good. I'm getting impressed. That's
That's a compliment coming from the missus. Like I said last week, when I actually put this piece of wood in the pot, I was a bit concerned that it may be a bit soft and pucky, but that is absolutely rock hard. Whether it's the resin soaked into it and hardened up a little bit, but I don't think so because there's no soft grain on it anywhere. So and there's no tear out, so that must be fairly soft,
I
hard all the way
think
through. Got a little
Woodturning
bit of
by
wax in.
Barry's got to go. He said, "Take care, all.
See you later,
Nice
Barry.
work, Steve." Steve and Gordon said, "Great resin colours." Mark Harvey said, "It's nice." Wesley Hannah said, "Looks great so far, Steve. Looking forward to the finished piece."
Yep, thank you.
Chris Dodd said, "Looking forward to part 2." Hope we're not just going to do that next week.
Well, I've still got to turn the inside out, love. Yeah, so like I say, next week we're going to turn the inside out. I'm going to leave the wall quite
Inside
thick.
out. Boom, boom.
Inside out. I'll perhaps leave the wall a good 1/2 inch thick, because we're only going to be supported all on this bit, and we want to try and keep some of that colour in there to enhance the bowl. So we'll keep some of that. So anyway, like I said, part 2 is going to come up for that. I will stick some pictures of the so far process or how far we've got after the live, so you guys can see it a bit better, because that does come out really, really nice.
Got some questions, Ben.
So let me just get rid of this and I'll wipe
Steve,
this. Yeah, hang on, let me just do this, because if not I'll end up getting a mess everywhere. Right, what you got? Questions?
So Benjamin said, "How did you get the logo text on the wall by the lathe, Steve?" It's a printed sign.
This one here, this is vinyl printed. I bought a Silhouette vinyl machine to cut out all my logos and everything, because it was cheaper than keep paying someone to cut them out for me. So it works out cheaper in the long run. So yeah, that's actually being changed soon. I'm actually putting because I'm fed up with all the dirt up the wall. I've bought a piece of the proper what the boarding that the people use when they do signs and all that. So that'll be going up there. But the new logos and that Shadowfoam, and there will be new logos up there. So that'll look a bit better than that, hopefully.
Woodwork Learner said, "Do you find resin easier to turn sooner than leaving it for a long time?"
Yeah, if you the longer you, especially with polyester resin, the longer you leave polyester resin, the harder it will get. So if you leave it for 6 months, it's going to be like a piece of rock to try and turn. I find with the epoxy, if you try and turn it straight away, it's a bit too soft. You're better off leaving it 2 or 3 days to just harden a little tiny bit before you turn it. Like I say, this was cast. When did we cast that? We did the bit on the Sunday. I think that was the Monday. Yeah, the Monday night I cast the resin, so that's had all week to harden off. So virtually nearly a week to dry, and that's just about right. Because I find with the epoxy, if you try, I know it says you can turn it within 24 hours, but I find it's a little bit too plasticky. So I'm going to leave these for about 9 months for Brian, so they're like rock to turn. No, I'm joking.
Dr. Bob said, "Steve, the resin wizard."
I won't go that
Heather
far.
says, "Looking forward to part 2." Brian said, "Good job, Steve. Nikki, catch you guys later." Brian's put a link in. Is that for his live tomorrow?
Yeah. No lives tomorrow.
When's that for then?
I don't know. Click on it and see what
YouTube.
it is.
You tell us what it is, Brian. Chris Dodd said, "You're going to do a proper knot, Steve."
Proper knot? No. No, I'm not.
No, I'm not.
I don't know what that is for. I've just clicked off the wrong link. Stupid boy. Right, so yeah, this is the piece. You see the whole piece now. This is the piece I did at the demo. Like I say, water droplet effect. This has now had 12 coats of clear coat lacquer, cut back every 3 coats, and this was a piece of oak worktop. And obviously, oak, when you put liquid on it, you get the grain come through it. But as you can see now, it's actually perfectly smooth. So once that's polished off, I'm hoping that will look like a piece of glass to really enhance the water effect underneath it. So that's what I did at the demo on Wednesday night, which what Matthew was asking about. So Matthew, I'm looking forward to seeing what you do and come up with, mate.
Brian Green said, "Nice work, thank you."
Thank you very much, Brian, and welcome to the channel. Hope you enjoy what you see, and I hope you'll come back.
It's another Brian with an I.
Yeah, it's fine.
Or Brian with an R, as you said.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with that. I've got some other bits in there, Pete, and they're quite, when you cut into them, they're quite pucky in the middle. I did drop some sand and sealer. I hope they're going to harden up a little bit before I cast them in some resin. But we'll see what happens. So, love the effect. Would love to. Great, Donna, great. Yeah, I've got one. I'll just grab it. I tried 2 different effects yesterday because when I did the demo on Wednesday night, a couple of people asked me some questions, and one of them was that I'd never even thought about trying it, so I thought I'd try it. So what I did yesterday, because I got loads of that worktop, someone said about putting a concurve in a piece and then trying it that way. So that's what I did. You can just see the dip in that one? And then I did that with a silver background. This has only just had 1 coat of lacquer to seal the colours in. I've then done a silver background with the colour is, don't laugh at the colours, the colour is signal green, Ford signal green, and Volkswagen reflective silver. So Volkswagen reflective silver is the base coat. Then we had Ford signal green, and then I just blew a bit of black across it. So that's that one, but that's got the slight curve in it. And then Colin was just on about doing colours to look like a lunar planet. I did a lunar planet one. The first one I ever did was silver, grey and black, and that came out really well. Me and Brian and Terry were talking after live on Friday night and said about doing one with black, silver, no, black, white and grey. Well, this is what I came up with yesterday, white, black and grey. You can't really see a lot of the grey. And the silver, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm going to lacquer it anyway and we'll see what it comes out like. But that'll perhaps look a lot better once it's got several coats of lacquer on it and a nice shine. But like I say, they've just had 1 coat on them to seal the colours, because once the water dries, the colours are very powdery, so if you touch them, the colours are going to come off. So they just sealed just to hold the colour in. But we'll see what happens.
Dr. Bob said thanks for the great demo, and Colin said, damn, that's nice.
Thank you, Colin. Thank you. Right, so other than that, I think we're done.
Yeah,
so
you need to shut up.
I need to shut up now. I've been told I need to shut up. Anyway, so thanks everybody for coming over and joining us for our Sunday lunchtime live. Hope you've enjoyed. Thanks to all the new guys over. I very much appreciate you guys coming over and checking me out, or checking us out, shall I say. If you've enjoyed what you see, then think about hitting that thumbs up and subscribe button. That would be very much appreciated. Other than that, guys, I will see you. When will I see you? There's no lives tomorrow from Pete and Brian due to respect for the Queen, because obviously it's the Queen's funeral tomorrow. So there's no lives tomorrow. So other than that, I don't know. I'll be back Friday night just for a normal live. And then obviously we'll be back finishing the bowl on the Sunday. And then the following Friday, it's Battle of the Makers. So we will see what comes of that. So anyway, I think we're done, Nick. Are we done?
Yep.
We're done. Right, so anyway, guys, thank you very much. Take care. I will play the hashtag video again for those guys who came in late so they can see the hashtag video. And don't forget, at 6 o'clock tonight, it will be live on YouTube. So share it, let everybody see it, and hopefully get them over for the next hashtag. And that will be on the 2nd of the 10th, 2nd of October. So anyway, guys, take care. Speak to you soon. Have a great weekend. Speak to you soon. Bye for now.
Bye.
Maybe I never knew what I really wanted, but looking back I can see it's all clear. I'm still a kid trying to act like they all taught me, but nothing makes sense anymore. Ooh. I've seen it all coming, that I wouldn't grow wiser for each day. Am I the only one lost in translation, where nothing makes sense anymore? Oh, it hurts to grow up, 'cause nothing makes sense anymore. Oh, it hurts to grow up, 'cause nothing makes sense. No, nothing makes sense anymore. Teach me.
That's all, folks.